In a quiet coastal town, there stood an abandoned lighthouse perched on a jagged cliff. Its light had gone out decades ago, after a fierce storm destroyed the mechanisms that kept the beacon alive. Yet, even though the light no longer functioned, locals often reported seeing a faint, flickering lantern glow from the tower window on foggy nights. At first, it was dismissed as the reflection of moonlight or passing ships, but the glow always seemed too deliberate, moving, pulsing, almost alive. The fishermen whispered of strange events. Boats steering off course near the cliffs, their compasses spinning wildly, or voices carried on the wind, warning them to stay away. It was said that during the lighthouse's final days of operation, its keeper vanished without a trace during the same storm that crippled the beacon. A search crew had entered the lighthouse days later and found no signs of him, only his chair lying overturned in front of the massive, shattered lens. The journal he kept was left behind, its last entry written in shaky, frantic handwriting. It watches from the fog. I've seen its shape, but it has no face. I cannot leave. I am the light now. The town's superstitions only deepened after that, and the lighthouse was abandoned to decay. One stormy evening, a traveler unfamiliar with the town arrived by boat. The waves were fierce, and the shoreline invisible in the fog. As the traveler neared the coast, the glow from the lighthouse appeared, steady and unmistakable. Grateful for what they believed was an active guide, the traveler adjusted their course. The closer they came to shore, the stranger things became. The lantern's glow seemed to shift erratically, almost as if it were trying to signal something. Suddenly, the boat's radio crackled to life. A voice came through, distorted and urgent. Turn back. It's not a light. It's not a guide. But the traveler dismissed it, believing it to be interference from the storm. As the boat neared the cliffs, the glow moved again, now darting from the top of the lighthouse to the jagged rocks below. The traveler squinted, trying to make sense of the scene. For the first time, they saw it. A figure standing in the window of the lighthouse, holding the lantern. Its outline was wrong. Too tall, too thin, and its head tilted unnaturally. The lantern it held seemed alive, its light rippling like liquid fire. The boat's engine sputtered and died as the figure raised the lantern higher. The traveler felt the air grow heavy, their breath hitching as whispers surrounded them. They couldn't make out the words, but the tone was clear, malicious, beckoning. Suddenly, the boat lurched violently. The traveler looked down to see long, dark tendrils rising from the water, wrapping around the hull. The whispers grew deafening as the lantern's light flared blindingly bright. The next morning, the traveler's boat washed ashore, empty. Locals found the radio melted, the antenna twisted into a spiral. The lighthouse window was shattered, and the lantern's glow was gone. But they knew it would return. It always did. The town has since adopted a grim mantra. When the lantern calls, never follow. Not all lights are meant to guide.